basically every other player
Yeah.
and Ryder kind of looks up to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Mark, Merrill, Brandon, Beck, those guys look up to you.
Yes.
Well, I'm joined right now on week 4 for what I would consider upset interview with coverage presented by OmniSlash. So you don't think it was an upset? So you guys were 5-1, they were 3-3, but you don't think you think this was expected?
Well, we were 1-5, not 5-1.
So yeah, 1-5. Yes.
But they didn't deserve their 3-3.
Okay.
We shut them,
Yes. Why didn't they deserve it?
And we didn't deserve our 1-5.
Okay. What did you do? I'm very curious. What do you think both of these teams deserve?
We deserve the 3-3, and they deserve the 1-5. And now it's correcting itself.
Okay, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's now 2-5 and 3-4. And so we're on our way to what is the ultimate deserve? Where would the balance be? Should you be 4-4 and they should be?
We should be 4-4,
Okay.
and they should be 2-6.
Okay.
To be fair, so
Yeah,
they'll have to.
You can't take away the one. I don't think that's how the point system works.
We'll see.
Okay.
Riot can do their time break shit. Chrono break.
Chrono break back to last week and take the game away from them. I didn't know that was Chrono break is really getting the technology involved in that feature is really evolving these days. All right, Lemon, you and I have not talked since you joined Optic. You part of that old school squad of Cloud9 members that have now just dust in the wind of the LCS all over, scattered across, and now you find yourself on Optic. What's it like playing on Optic? Because this is like kind of brand new crew for you, right?
I mean, it's the first time I haven't played, with my fucking teammates, high balls, my crew basically.
Yeah.
But I got a new crew. They're pretty cool,
Yeah.
so it's working out. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
We got 4 out of 5 of the original Cloud9 just
Yeah.
playing, all on different teams. We're just missing Mr. Balls, who I'm
Yes.
representing, by the way.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Yeah.
Mhm.
Wearing this wristband.
Rest in peace, Balls.
Is that a flight? What is whose wristband? Oh, it's a Cloud9 one. Okay.
I mean, why would it be?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, my point is, listen.
Mhm.
Let's talk about you.
You know what I mean?
And now that you're on Optic, how different is this team from the teams that you've been on in the past? Because that old school Cloud9 team had this very subtle troll humor and vibe. But Optic you got a guy from Europe on the team. You've got a Cadian who's posting shirtless pics of his abs and pecs on Instagram. So it's a different thing. I wouldn't have seen that on Cloud9. So how is this different?
We've got a fucking Canadian.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, it's just new people. They're all pretty chill, honestly. So,
It's not different.
I mean, it's not that different, honestly. Yeah.
How do you feel? Okay, so a couple years ago, you took a split off. You retired, and you were a coach, and you came back, which is the Cloud9 Classic. And during that time, I interviewed Xsmithy and was like, Xsmithy, you're the oldest guy in the NALCS. And he was like, what? And he was shocked at this revelation. You are on the older end, I think maybe the oldest member of the LCS. Do you ever think about that?
Yeah. I mean, when I came back, actually, I talked to Xsmithy, and he's like, I'm the oldest.
Yeah.
Like he still thought he was the oldest.
Oh, okay.
I guess because of what you said. He
Yeah.
didn't realize me coming back took that away from him.
Right.
Took the crown, I would say, and made
Is that
me.
a crown?
Yeah, it's a fucking crown.
Okay.
It's important,
Yeah.
being the oldest.
Yeah.
I'm basically like I'm the elder king of the LCS, I would
Okay.
say, if that makes sense.
Yes. I think it makes a lot of sense. I can't think of anything that makes more sense than you calling yourself the elder king of the LCS. Does that put you in an interesting position at all? There's a players association now.
I mean, I would say that basically every other player
Yeah.
and Ryder kind of looks up to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Mark, Merrill, Brandon, Beck, those guys look up to you.
Yes.
Okay. That's good. It's nice that you've got that senior situation.
I try to be a good, role model for them.
How long will you keep playing?
Honestly, I really enjoy playing. So I think as long as I'm good enough to continue playing, as long as I put in the time, I don't fucking slack off, get a wife, that kind of shit.
Are those
I would love to
synonymous
keep
in your
playing.
mind? Getting a wife is slacking off?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, yeah.
Okay. Do you do you have to guard against getting a wife at all? Is this something where you're like, there's a threat here of getting a wife, and I have to actively make sure that doesn't happen?
I mean, it's just something that you have to avoid, right? You know, I mean, sometimes wives come, but you just got to push them away.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad you're avoiding that. I'm sure that is a difficulty for you. There is an assumption, I think, within the gaming esports world, especially like FGC seems to defy this, but everybody else thinks people get older, they get less good at video games. Do you feel like that's true, that as you're getting older, your response rate is declining, or your ability to like keep up with the younger bucks, as it were, in the LCS is going away?
I would say that eventually that is an issue,
Yeah.
but not at this age. I think a bigger issue is just that as you become kind of like this age, a lot of people get distracted with wives and with, you know, like other things, basically. Like they don't want to just play video games, you know, for, you know, 18 hours a fucking day.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk a little bit about this. I feel like this happened to Hai. I feel like Hai ended a relationship, couldn't make it to Paris for All-Stars way back in like 2014. What?
Due to his lung.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was because of the girlfriend. I'm just saying both these things happened around the same time.
Okay.
And that afterwards he started to kind of evaluate, like...
Wait.
You don't remember that he went out and like I felt like Hai wanted to like...
No, he had a girlfriend when we started Cloud9.
Yes.
And they broke up.
My point, I need to finish this thought.
I'm confused.
Okay, hang on. I'm almost there. Okay. So he had major life changes, and for him, it seemed like he started to evaluate, like, okay, I'm putting all my life into this. Is there other things I want to do? Now, ultimately, he decided to stay in League of Legends and keep doing all this stuff. But I remember that as like an inflection point in my mind where I saw Hai suddenly start to get interested in other stuff. Interestingly,
and the other things he was interested in were like losing his lung, chilling at the hospital, lying down.
No, I'm saying those two events, those were both two trigger events.
He was really interested in that.
No. Those were the two trigger events that made him contemplate stuff. That's how I perceived it on the outside. It wasn't like these are the two same thing, like both ending a relationship and ending up in the hospital and missing a major event. Those led him to contemplate life differently and consider like his role in the LCS.
Yeah,
yes.
He did consider retirement and coming back a few times, that kind of thing. I'm not sure if those... Honestly, I never kind of made that connection that these big life events kind of made him reevaluate or anything like that.
Maybe I'm wrong then. But what about you? You retired and you decided to come back.
Yeah, I retired to become a coach, and then played amateur, got back in, played. It happens.
Yes.
It's just a thing that happens, you know.
Retirement into amateur into LCS is a thing that happens. Well, why did you decide to come back? Because you could have gone off and had this wonderful life. You could have had a wife.
I could have had a wife. I could have had children.
Yes.
I could have had a fucking life.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead, I'm here playing fucking video games all day.
So why did you decide to do that?
I like playing fucking video games all day.
Okay. Did you? And was this a decision where you got out there, you had this free time, and suddenly you were like, actually, this is overrated. Get me back on stage.
I tried the whole wife thing. Didn't work out. I'm divorced.
Yeah.
It wasn't my thing, you know.
The life thing. The life thing. Did you? No. You are the hardest person to interview in the LCS. Did you? Yeah. Did you? You had an opportunity there to have more free time and have a more balanced lifestyle.
Yeah.
You opted out of it.
I get the question. Other people might like having those kind of like a life.
Yeah.
But it's not for me. It's not my thing.
That's good. Okay. Well, finally, let's just go to a safe place so I can get this interview done with. Optic. You guys won. On the analyst desk, on the caster desk at the end, they were talking about like this feels like you guys looked really solid. I think a lot of people expect CLG to win, but you guys came out with the win. This could be the beginning of a turnaround for Optic. Do you think that's the case? Have you guys sort of stabilized? Is everything going to move, and we'll start to see Optic rise up the ranks?
Honestly, I would be surprised if we ever lost another game.
Okay. That's a bold answer. Why do you feel that way, Lemon? Why do you have such confidence?
I mean, I'm just looking historically. We haven't lost today. So
using that as a... What was your... You have a master's.
I do, yeah.
What is your master's in?
It's in computer science.
Okay. And
I I got that, and then I've immediately went into pro gaming, and I've
Yeah.
never used that.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if you're
don't
using
think
it
I have
today in this
any-
evaluation of your chances of going undefeated forever.
I mean, I haven't wrote a program, but I assume the program would back me up.
Okay.
We'll just leave it, though.
Okay.
We don't know.
Is there anything that you would like to say to any of the fans out there?
No.
You can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel. Hey, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the interview. Brought to you by OmniSlash.
And me.
You can check out nobody knows who you are.
Yet.
Okay. You can check out the rest of my coverage and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel right here.